What's shaking, guys? My name is Luke Dancy, and we are live with you guys today. If you're watching on demand, that is cool too. We hate that you couldn't make it, but we are going to give you some information today about the Wonder playing cards. You know, these have been very, very popular, both for magicians and the guys out there that do cardistry. I think they are a good fit for both. Today we have the designer of this deck of cards, David Koehler. He's a young guy. You'll get to know him a little bit here in a moment. And if you stay tuned, probably halfway through this, we're going to go for about 30 minutes. We're going to give one of you live viewers a chance to win a free deck of the Wonder playing cards. All right, so stay tuned for that. If you're watching on demand, you should have been here live. You could have got yourself a free deck, but oh well. What I do have for you, though, is David Koehler. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
All right, we are doing good. I am going to go ahead and throw this up on the Murphy's Instagram as well, up as a story. That way we can get our friends over there on board with this too, because well, we did try to do this yesterday on Instagram, didn't we? We tried.
Yeah, that was a rough time for the people that saw that.
Yeah, so you know, sometimes things work, sometimes, well, obviously they don't work. So.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. But we are here now, and thanks for joining me, man. It is good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Really excited to be able to answer some questions and let people know a little bit more about the deck and about me as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of buzz about the deck, the design in particular. A lot of people really like it. And the biggest thing is, with any design, is people want to know the why. You know, why that particular design. You've got the circle, you know, is very predominant with the design. And so I'd love for you to give us a little background on the design. And also, if you guys have questions out there, and I know there's going to be people that want to know about designing decks of cards. So I just want to put that out there too while David answers this. You know, when it comes to designing, it seems like everybody's interested in it, but they don't know what to do. So let's get to that as well. But David, what's the background on the Wonder playing cards that you have designed? All right.
Well, it's actually a pretty interesting story. I'm going to have to give a shout out to my 12th grade English teacher, Miss Honaker. Love you, Miss Honaker. One of the greatest teachers I ever had in high school. We did this thing called the 20-time project in my English class, and that's where you took 20% of your time in class, so every Friday for us, and you devote it to something that you're passionate about rather than something necessarily educational. So my idea was to create a short film about me and my passion for magic. And somewhere along the way in that project, I decided that I also wanted to design a deck of cards. Now, I'm like mildly familiar with Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator because I've taken graphic design classes in high school and things like that. And I just decided that it was time to actually put some of that knowledge to good use. And so I designed Wonder playing cards. And eventually, at some point, I started using them on Instagram. And then people like Sean O and Scott Black, otherwise known as Scott with Cards on Instagram, started noticing. And I thought to myself, well, maybe this could be something that's more than just a personal project for me. So I sent the design over to Murphy's, and they said they liked it. And now here we are today with these bad boys being printed. So that's pretty great.
David, we didn't just like them; we loved them. Let's just get that out there right now. We don't just like what you did. We love it. It's a very nice design. I like the colors a lot too. I like the color.
I wanted something that was bright and popped. And as far as like the rest of the design goes and the circular patterns on the deck, I'm not much of a cardist myself. In fact, I'm pretty terrible at cardistry. I can do the basic moves. I can do springs and flicker and bullet, and that's pretty much it as far as flourishing goes for me. But I've always been fascinated by the cardistry movement itself. So I wanted to design a deck that would look visual in some of those crazier flourishes that people can do.
So you do have friends, though, some very talented friends that are cardists, and that's one thing I want to do real quick is I want to give some shout outs to some of those people that you did work with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both on the trailer and the hands in the trailer. So a couple of those friends of yours that are very talented at that stuff, can you drop some names for us so we know who they are?
Yeah, Sean O is the guy that did the trailer. Sean's a really, really crazy cardist. He's also a great magician. A lot of people don't know that, but Sean started in magic. And he was nice enough to do the trailer for Murphy, so I'm very thankful for him doing that. So shouts out to Sean. And Sean actually has a friend, and I believe that his name is Tyler, and I'm going to feel really bad if I mess that up, so I'm actually going to look now and just make sure that it is actually, it's Taylor, rather. My apologies, yeah. Now, I've never met Taylor, but he's a crazy cardist, and he's super talented, and Sean brought him on to do the actual card work in the trailer. So I was really, really excited about that. The trailer turned out great, obviously.
Mhm.
So shouts out to Sean and shouts out to Taylor for being such an awesome cardist.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the actual design part of this stuff,
Mm.
is it? I think the one big question is it as intimidating as people think? Because a deck of cards, it seems like, man, there's this crazy process. Probably costs a lot of money to do it. Can you kind of shed any light to people? And I want to give you a shout out too. Someone on YouTube, I want to give their name. Eric Flom says they're the best playing cards from Murphy's, so that's cool to hear.
That's awesome.
And definitely in the top 10 decks in the world. So that's a very nice
Wow.
compliment as well. So
Thank
that's
you,
some,
Eric. I appreciate that.
from Eric over on YouTube. But yeah, when it comes to designing decks, we've talked to Lance Miller as well. We had him on before, kind of shed some light on designing decks. But you're a younger guy. You're in that world, which I want to pick your brain in a second. But designing decks in general, can you shed some light on it and kind of let people inside that behind the curtain to let them know what really goes on, with
Yeah.
designing a deck?
Yeah, of course. So when I had this design originally, I designed it in Photoshop, and little did I know that that was not going to fly. When I submitted the actual artwork, it has to be in Illustrator form for them to send it over to the USPCC. So that was the one intimidating thing for me because I had never really used Illustrator before this project. So to convert my Photoshop designs into Illustrator was an easy process after I figured it out, but difficult at first in the beginning. So that's something that was daunting. Another thing is that even when I look at the cards here now, I still see things that I'm like, well, maybe I should have changed this and maybe I should have changed that. So like, I think that one of the biggest and hardest parts of designing is being able to be comfortable with the fact that something is finished and that something is final, and that you have to be able to kind of let go and be like, oh, you know what, this is the product. This is, this is what is good. It doesn't need any more changing than you've already brought to it. And so I guess if I had any advice for anybody that wanted to design a deck is once you do design it, just realize that like if you think it's good, other people will think it's good. And if you're comfortable with it being the way it is, just, let it be the way it is. You don't have to try and change so many things even after it's already finished.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes some things just, they're living, breathing things, and you have to let it out in the world. And as you've seen from some of the responses here so far, people are really digging these a lot. Someone is saying, I don't know how to buy in Murphy's. So for someone that wants to get their hands on a deck of these, I want to say something real quick. Murphy's is a wholesaler. So while we work with people like David and other Magic creators and things like that, we sell direct to Magic shops. So if you want to get your hands on the Wonder playing cards, if you don't win a free deck today, because we are going to do a free deck giveaway, you can find the Wonder playing cards all over the world in Magic shops. So if you want to stock up on some, which you should, obviously, visit your favorite Magic dealer, whether it's online or brick and mortar, and you can grab your brick of Wonder playing cards and be set to go. So I want to make sure people know that because they do ask a lot.
Yeah.
How do I buy stuff? I see your site, so that's why. So there you go. Cedric Lancey, he is also on. I don't know if you know Cedric. He's another young guy in the kind of card design, cardistry industry. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's saying he wants to be a deck designer too. Someone's saying free deck giveaway. Yes. Stay tuned for that. David has a little something. You know what? Let's go ahead and tell them. We're not going to do the giveaway at this moment, but let's set it up so people know what's coming. So they can start to kind of get things processed in their head. So what are we going to do today, David? Because you and I talked about this before.
Yeah. So I got a brand new deck of Wonder playing cards just out of my own personal supply. And I took out the cards and I reversed just one card. And I promise it's not like an invisible deck or anything tricky like that. I really did reverse one card in this deck. And I guess what we're going to have people do is in the chat, everyone's going to get a guess. And if you guess which card I turned over, you will win a free deck of Wonder playing cards on the house.
All right. Now, don't post the cards yet, guys. We're gonna give everyone a chance to do that. We'll get to that probably in about 10 minutes from now because we're gonna do this for about 30 minutes today. And so hold tight, get those cards in mind, see if you can figure something out. Again, I see people posting, just hold tight. That way we can keep an eye on everything because the first person to get it right will win. So if you're posting yet, don't do it yet. All right, because that's not going to count. That's all we're going to say about that. All right. As far as the naming of the deck, Cedric Lancey has a comment here. He says he have problems coming up with names for decks. So Wonder, I kind of know the background, with the deck, but for those that are watching don't know, what's a little bit of background on why it's called Wonder and what's the whole kind of theme around that? Because we know about the design, But what about the theme of Wonder?
So essentially, Wonder playing cards, like I said earlier, was paired with the project I did in my English class, which was the short film, which was also entitled Wonder. And so obviously the deck has the same namesake as that. And I think that wonder is probably the one word that really encapsulates what I want people to feel when I perform magic for them. And at the beginning of the video, which you can find on my YouTube channel, if you just search DK Magic, it should pop up. There's a poem at the beginning of it that I also wrote for English class about how, as we grow older, we often lose our childlike sense of wonder. And I think that one of the things that can truly bring that back is magic. Now, of course, there are other things like movies and comedy and all kinds of other things that really bring back that feeling of wonder that we feel as a child. But magic is just one of those things that I think never fails to impress, even adults. It makes them feel that sense of wonder that they felt as a child when, they first saw their grandpa pull a coin from behind their ear, or the first time they ever saw a real magic trick or a magician on stage or something like that.
I love it, and I think that that's a great testament. And you'll literally carry that with you when you carry the deck with you. So that's a very cool thing too. Someone's asked if no one gets it, does the closest person get the deck? I'll let David make that call. What do you think?
Yeah.
Should the closest person get the deck? Yeah.
Yes, I think the closest person will get the deck because if there's not enough people in here to really get that guess just exactly right, I think we'll give it to the closest person.
All right, so that's David's call. I'm just going to go with what he says. He's running the show today. I'm just here.
That's good. This is my show, Luke.
Yes, I know. I know. Trust me, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Ketosis with Joey. This is interesting, actually. He's asking about something that you didn't have to do with this deck, but a lot of people do, and that's Kickstarter.
Oh, boy.
So our friend Joey says he's had 2 failed playing card Kickstarter campaigns, which that sucks, but it happens because there's so many. He wants to know what he's doing wrong. Do you have any suggestions for people in general?
Yeah.
Kickstarter and decks and stuff, so I'll turn that over to you, my friend. So,
I think that one of the most overlooked tools in terms of launching a deck, obviously I have no experience, so you can take my advice with a grain of salt, but one of the most overlooked tools is hyping up something to the point where people are so excited about something that they don't even know what it is. So, you'll see a lot these days, particularly now with the block playing cards that are coming out tonight. So many great decks coming out, by the way, right now. But block playing cards had their decks, put in the hands of several content creators on the platform. So you saw, Scott with Cards, Frank is T on Instagram, all these huge guys using the same deck of cards that hasn't even come out yet.
yeah.
But people are still so excited for this deck. They don't even know what it is. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've got to get my hands on these. And the cards have not even been released yet. So if you're going to do a Kickstarter and you're going to try and crowdfund a deck, what you need to do is plan that just way in advance. You can't just design a deck and then immediately jump into putting it on Kickstarter. You've got to gain that momentum so that you can make sure you've got a strong start that will lead to an even stronger finish at the end of the campaign.
Love it. I mean, it's very wise advice. And I mean, you're right. Leveraging the platform, I think, is a huge thing that we definitely continue to see more and more people do. Because it's a visual platform. I guess specifically we're talking a lot about Instagram here.
Yeah, of course.
People are posting pictures of decks all the time now, which is such a different thing that I'm still not used to wrapping my head around all that. It's a different world.
It's a very new phenomenon.
Yeah. You know what? I've had a couple people ask me this. I do the live chats on Instagram sometimes too. To do water bend. Is this a cardistry move? What is this? Or am I being trolled here? What is it?
So water bend is a flourish by a guy named, oh my god, I can't even pronounce his name. It's Joe Feldspach or something like that.
Okay.
And this guy literally is one of my favorite pages on Instagram. He's a cardist.
Okay.
He's very up and coming, and he's an absolute wizard with a deck of cards. He has like this magical quality of the way that he manipulates the cards, and I can half do it. So I'll try and do it.
Hold on, let me get to let me get the single shot here of you, so we get a nice. There we go.
All right. Hopefully that I can actually pull this off on camera. Otherwise, this is going to be very embarrassing, and I'll try not to rip my headphones out in the process. But essentially, it's like Chris Ramsey said it was the best flourish since Water Wheel, which I think is why it's called Water Bend.
So there's no water involved. Okay, I'm just kidding. Ah, that. Yes, yes,
That,
yes. That's what
yeah,
that's called. Okay.
yeah. So that's waterbend, and I can like half do it justice,
That was good.
but the
That's
way
good.
that he does it is just it's incredible, and yeah, honestly, like I'm not a cardist myself, so often when people put out moves and things like that, I don't have a desire to learn them. But when I saw this, I was like, I need to know how to do it because it just looks so great on camera.
No, it looks awesome. And now I know what name to call that
Yeah,
because I
it's
see
called
it
waterbend.
everywhere. I just never
Yeah,
thought, I never knew what it was called. So,
yeah, it's called waterbend.
so thanks to the person that asked us to talk about that because I didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
Ketosis with Joey, he's the guy that asked about the Kickstarter stuff.
Mhm.
He says the things that you mentioned there, wonderful advice. And he says he probably rushed the Kickstarter, which, you know what, man? I mean, that's people are going to learn as they go. I mean, that's just
Mhm.
life. So don't be too discouraged by that. And I would say at least now you know what to do. You've learned what not
Yeah,
to do.
absolutely.
Now you know what to do. So
Exactly.
Adam Borderline's here as well on YouTube. He says, "Hey guys, love the cards, DK." So nice,
Awesome.
nice shout out
Hey,
from someone.
Borderline Adam is the guy that does all those really sick pictures with
Yeah,
the liquid on Instagram, right?
I believe you're right. Yeah,
I
I'm
love
sure.
those photos so much. Those photos are great, Adam. Just so that you know that. And if that's not you, then take credit for it anyways.
I'm
Honestly,
pretty
if it's
sure it is. And
yeah,
and
if it is, his
yeah.
photos are insane. Everybody should give him a follow on Instagram. The guy's great.
He should also do one of you. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison has a question, and I know you're saying that you're not totally a cardist, which is fair. I'm not either. So let's just
Yeah.
be honest here. He wants to know what's your best advice, excuse me, on getting started in cardistry. Do you have any advice on that? Because you are part of that. I keep saying
Yeah.
that, but I mean you are younger than me, so I think
Yeah,
you're
of
part
course.
of that world much more than
Uh-huh.
I am. So yeah, how about some deets on that? Any help on getting started in that?
As much as anybody that does cardistry or wants to do cardistry is probably going to disagree with me, I think that one of the best stepping stones into that world is through magic, because so many of so many of the things that cardistry encapsulates come from things that we did in magic beforehand.
Mhm.
And now of course it's its own art form. It's completely taken a left turn away from magic, and even some cardists are weary of relating themselves to
Yeah.
magic because they don't want to be part of that boat where people are like, oh, do you do magic tricks and things like that?
No.
But a lot of the mechanics that go along with doing magic are going to come in handy when you're trying to learn cardistry. So I would say the best way to do it is try and learn some of the basic grips, mechanics grip, elevated, dealer's grip, things like that, because the way that you hold the cards is also going to affect how well you can do, certain flourishes and things like that. So start with the basics and then work your way up to the hard stuff.
No, I think that's great advice. I think that would also carry over, to a lot of other things. Basics carry you into the more advanced stuff. But so many people now they want to rush into stuff, whether it's creating magic or performing or whatever. So I like that. And coming from you, as a younger guy, I have to say I really respect that answer. So
Well, when I was like 13 and I was first starting magic, I tried to rush it. I found a video like 2 weeks ago of me trying to do a Herman pass when I was like 14, and I actually cried a little bit. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You
And
cried
I'm
a
just
little
so
inside.
glad. Yeah, because I was like, first of all, my hands were not big enough to do a Herman pass. There was just no way that was going to work ever.
That's fair.
And then the quality of the camera was just too low, and it was bad. It was just a not good experience for me.
That's great. Oh, I love it. I love it. Someone's saying I should try waterbend. I'll give it a shot. Someone's also saying there's a tutorial on YouTube to teach how to do
There
it.
is.
So you know
Some
what? I will take
alive.
the challenge. I will go on. I will grab a Wonder Deck and I will try to learn how to do waterbend. How about them apples, you crazy guys? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it took me a solid day to like even get close to getting it right because I kept dropping the cards everywhere. So just be prepared for that.
Cool. Someone's saying, where's the link again to submit card designs? This comes from Satchel. I want to say one thing. We are working on a new system for deck submissions, but for the time being, it's the same place where you would submit your magic tricks. So if you go to murphysmagic.com and you go all the way down to the bottom of the page, there's a link down there that says Submit Magic. It's also the spot where you can submit your playing card designs. That's one thing I'd love to ask real quick, David. We've got about 10 minutes left. What would you say for someone that wants to submit something to us? And and I'm not trying to pat Murphy's on the back, but I am proud of our team and what we do. Can you tell people what the experience was like, just in general? Because we are predominantly a Magic company, even though we are shifting, wanting to do more stuff with cards and working with people like you. So, what would you say overall was the feeling, just the overall experience of doing a deck with us?
Yeah, well, I remember I was perusing Instagram one day and I saw a post from Murphy's, and it was like, we're looking for up and coming designers to come and submit their work, and we'll see what we can do with it. And I was like, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. I might as well just throw this out there. I'd been working on the design for a few weeks before that. And I only had the back design. I didn't have the Ace of Spades or the Jokers or anything like that. But I was like, you know what, let me put this out there. And you know what, the worst case scenario, they say, we're not really interested, and I just go on living the life that I had before. And so I submitted the design, and it was super easy. All you had to do was attach a link to the image file that you wanted to send them, and I wrote a paragraph about the cards, the inspiration that I had for them, things like that. And then I guess it was a couple weeks later, I got an email from Murphy's, and they were like, "We would love to produce your deck." And I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I thought was, "This is a prank." Who found out about this and is totally pulling my leg. But then turned out it was real, and the experience from there on was relatively easy. I mean, they kept in great contact with me. Jason Brumbelow, who works for you guys, I know, helped me out with some of the Illustrator stuff because I was, obviously not totally equipped to work on all the designing and things like that. So he, came on for the project for a little bit and helped me learn some of the, things about Illustrator. And then the decks got printed, and now we're here. And if any designers want to submit a deck, I definitely say give it a shot, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know unless you try.
Exactly.
Someone's saying, can you show the pips, homie, and the Royals? So are you able to hold up a couple of the...
Yeah.
I know we were going to do the giveaway in a moment with the deck, so I don't know if we want to...
Yeah, let me just pull out some cards. So everything here is standard, and the reason I kept everything standard is because a lot of times if you walk up to a spectator and you've got a really fancy deck of cards that, especially one that already warrants a little bit of suspicion from spectators based on the back design, and you have pips that aren't standard, particularly if the blacks are a different color or the reds are a different shade of red than they're used to seeing, they're often suspicious and they think that they're trick cards. The custom cards in the deck are the Ace of Spades, the Jokers, there's a double backer and a duplicate. So this is the Ace of Spades. I don't know if I can get that within the light.
Looks good.
That's what the Ace of Spades looks like. Let's see if I get the Jokers here real fast. These are the Jokers. Usually when I get a deck of cards, I toss the Jokers out. I'm not going to lie. But with these, I wanted them to be more of an artistic piece, something that you could put in a frame or something like that, which I actually have done with a couple of these, because I have, God knows how many decks of these cards in my house. And of course, there's a double backer, and there's a duplicate, 4 of Hearts. Just going to casually the merch right here. Yeah. So that's what the deck includes.
If people want to cop that merch, where can they find that merch?
That is a great question. I do not currently have the link on my Instagram, because I have that linked to where they can buy the cards. But if you go to teespring.com, which is where a lot of creators are selling their merchandise, if you go to teespring.com and either search my name or Wonder Playing Cards merch or something like that, it should come up. And we've got a 4 of Hearts shirt, as well as a couple hoodies with just the central logo of the cards. So it's this part on hoodie, stuff like that. So
nice. Sweet. Let's do the giveaway. Let's go ahead and do that giveaway, since you got some cards out. So if you guys are just joining us, we are doing a giveaway. Someone out there is going to get a free deck of these to try your hand and do waterbend with.
The only thing it's good for, waterbend. You can only do waterbend with this deck. That's
it should have been called the waterbend instead of Wonder Water. Never mind.
Waterbend.
I don't know. So if you guys are just joining us, what we are doing is there's a card that's reversed in the deck, and this is not an invisible deck you can buy from magic shops everywhere. This is a regular deck of Wonder playing cards, even though they are anything but regular. And there is one card that's reversed in there. Is this a card that means something to you, or it was just a random card you put in there?
I'm just going to go ahead and give a hint now. It is not the 4 of Hearts. That is my favorite card, but it's not the 4 of Hearts.
Okay, so you guys have a chance right now. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. I do know what the card is, So when I see someone that gets it or gets it close, you each should get one guess, and we'll pick someone from there. So I'm checking out the chat now. Again, if you guys are watching this after the fact, you should have been here live to try to win a free deck of these bad boys. I haven't seen anyone hit it yet. I gotta. We're getting there. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. You know what?
A couple close guesses.
Also, you guys. The other thing to do now is to drop a thumbs up on the video too. You have to do that too. So yes, if you're watching this right now, give it all a thumbs up. Smash that like button, is all the
Smash
YouTube
the like button.
people say. Smash it with your deck. Just bam, just smash it.
Hit the like button.
Let's see. We're getting close. We're getting close. Let's see. We're gonna. You know what? We're gonna give everyone. Actually, we do have a winner now.
Oh, yep.
We do have a winner. Congratulations to who's the winner there, David?
I believe it says Harrison Zeller. Is that the name that you're seeing?
That is the name I'm seeing.
That's the name that I'm seeing.
Let's just show the proof there. Proof of the
Pop
pudding.
open the deck. I promise it's not an invisible deck.
Let's go to the single shot of you so we can get a nice look at the reverse card in the deck.
And there's one card reversed. It's in new deck order as well, so you can see. And that one card, of course, is the five of diamonds.
Bam. Very nice. Very nice. Too late. Joshua Lim just put five of diamonds. Nice try, Joshua. Nice try.
Trying to trip me up.
Yeah, nice try.
Classic magician.
Yes. But yeah, so Harrison, I'm going to drop the email address that you should contact us at right there in the chat. Hit me up with that and your information, and we'll get that deck out to you ASAP. All right. So that was fun, and
yeah.
Let us know when you get the deck, Harrison. Love to see some pictures from you or a video of you using the deck. And thanks to everyone else that played the game with us too.
Absolutely.
That was cool. All right. So we got a couple minutes left, David. Any other things you want to say about the cards, about yourself? And congrats again to Harrison. Anything about yourself that you want to make sure people know about, or if they want to keep up with you, obviously, socially out there. So
absolutely,
leave you to it.
Yeah. My main platform that I use to keep in touch with people is Instagram. So if you guys have any other questions about the deck, go ahead, follow me on Instagram at DKMagician. So that's just DK Magician. If you need help spelling that, I'm sure that we can figure that out later on. But at DK Magician on Instagram, shoot me a DM if you want to chat about Wonder playing cards or Magic in general, and I'll be sure to respond to you guys. Cool. If you do have Wonder playing cards and you are posting pictures on Instagram, make sure to tag Murphy's as well as me, because I really do want to see those guys. It's really, really exciting to see my cards in everybody else's hands and things like that. I'm a young guy. I'm 18 years old. I just started my freshman year of college. So if you're young and you're thinking, well, maybe this isn't the time for me to try and, release Magic, or a time to try and submit a deck to Murphy's, just know that literally anything can happen when you submit a design or an idea. It could take off beyond what you were expecting, and you could end up in a position like me where you've got your own deck released to thousands of people around the world. So even if you're young, that doesn't mean that you can't achieve the goals that you have in your head. So just keep that in mind.
I love it. And it goes great. I don't know if you saw the question, but there was someone asking about the age thing on YouTube. So I don't know if you saw that, but it's a great time to say that is, he's saying he's only 16. Can I submit something? Age doesn't matter.
Exactly.
What matters is, whether it's the design of a deck or the Magic you're working on. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Awesome. All right, David. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us for a little bit. We're going to try the Instagram stuff again sometime soon once they get all their shit working again. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
This was a lot of fun, and can't wait to see what's his name, Harrison, do some stuff with his deck. He says he's going to do a trick with it, so we can't wait to see that.
Yes,
and look for some water bin shenanigans from me. That'll be fun.
I can't wait to see that. That's going to be interesting.
That'll be all right. So, all right, David. Well, take care, man. Happy holidays to you, my friend. It's coming up right around the corner. So thanks again for your time and your patience.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Stuff. Yeah, of course, man. Of course. This was fun. You're a cool cat, so I like you.
Thanks.
All right, man. Cool. Well, I'm going to shift back to my camera here, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, if you are watching us live, appreciate the love. Make sure to drop a like. And also for you guys that are watching us on demand, do the same. And be sure to check out David. He's a cool guy doing some good stuff, and you can tell he's good head on his shoulders. So that's it from me. Don't forget, we do go live each and every Wednesday, usually around noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We do a lot of other fun stuff in the meantime as well. And there's a lot of exciting Magic that's coming out during the month of December. We put up a video on our YouTube channel That's it's like a coming soon video that shows you all the Magic releases from this month, and there's some damn good stuff, so don't miss it. All right, cool. All right, guys, my name is Luke Dancy. I'm giving you all I got. We will be back again soon, but in the meantime, if you need us, hit us up on any of those socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. We're out there for you. All right, that's that. I'm done. Catch you guys next time.